This is an advanced payroll system developed in C#. So let me just show you guys how it works. Here I have a database that I imported. The same database is right here anyway, showing the record of Tony right there, and here is supposed to be the pay slip. If you want to, if you like, you can select anybody's information right there, or just navigate to wherever the information that you want is, and click on wages details, and that will give you the wages of Jones right here. So you can also print out a payslip for Jones, as you can see. That's it there. And here I have a calculator system right here that you can use just to add up whatever is going on. Your accountant can use that to add up the figures, just to check for the accuracy of everything. Okay, you can also go back to previous. In this case we have Patrick O'Hara there. You can click to find out the wages of Patrick O'Hara, and if you want you can just add up all these figures. Let's see the deduction. You can go for 580, 584, and just add everything up, okay, the way you want. It works just like any other conventional calculator out there, so that's fine anyway. Okay, you can then look at the database of Patrick O'Hara, and if you want, just save, then scroll down to where we have Patrick O'Hara. That's him right there. Okay, you can see the database has actually updated the details or the pay details of Patrick O'Hara. Let's try another one entirely. Let's say we go up to Tony. Let's see, does Tony have any update? Okay, Tony does not seems to have any update. So if I click on Tony's wages, and let's come down here, that's Tony's details right up here. If I click on save or update, what you see is the update of Tony's wages is right there, which you can also see here. So what I would do now is take you guys into C# and show you how this program is put together. So let me open up a new program entirely right there, and project, let's give this a name. I'm just gonna call that payroll sample. That's it, save. So the next thing I'll do now is come here, you see the start position right there, change that to center, and go right up. Let's change the back color, change the back color to app workspace. Come right down here. I will now increase the font size, the font size to 3000 by 700 there. So the next thing is I will go to my toolkit right there, or toolbox, scroll right down and look for the group box. That's the group box there. I need 11 of these, so I can always copy and paste. So I'll speed this up and get back to you. Okay guys, this is how the system is looking right now. If I run it, all you just see is just a shell. So I have a group box. I've designed my group box the way I want them, and I also have tab right here. Okay, I'll close that. Let's continue with the design or with the development. The next thing I would do now is to import my database, which I have on my desktop. Navigate to where I have my database, click on new connection, and right here change that to access database there. Now I'm going to take off the admin. I really don't need it. On my desktop right here I have my database, so let's look for my database. That is it right there. So I'm going to upload that, test it. Says there it's connected successful, so click on OK. Alright, click on next. So all what this is saying is that the database will be imported into the file. That's the program itself. So click on yes and click on next again. So because I need the content within this table, so I'm going to select this table, and that will actually select all of the details I have in the table. So click on finish, and that's it. All my data are set. So the next thing is to go back to the data right here, click on show data, and that's my data right there. So I will now drop this down and design my form as I wish. So I will start by importing this on board. Let's drag it the way I want it, put it right down there. Then I want the address as well there. I also need my postcode, so I was somewhere there. I need, maybe I should just get, let me get all of this and just put it right here. I need that in there anyway. So let's move this. Let's move this aside. I will have to rearrange the whole form anyway. Okay, move that. So alright, drop this down again. Now I need some more information here. Alright, so we need employee name right there and the reference. So let me speed this up and get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how the system is looking right now. So let me just show you what I've done so far. Let me get rid of this. So I don't think we need the data source anymore. So this is how it's looking. Let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. Alright, so I've entered all of the information from the data source onto the form now, but as you can see, none of these buttons working. The calculator doesn't work, add, save, move previous, and so on. None of them works. Even the exit button doesn't work. Okay, we can only navigate with this menu up here. What I'm going to do now is close this and start with a few lines of code to make these buttons work. So let's double click on the add new button right there. Okay, on the add new button, I'm going to say employer or employee details binding source right there, dot add new, open and close parentheses. So that's for the add new. Then I will then go to my, so let's just, I might as well just copy this. That is for that's for, I believe that's for move previous. Go back, so dot move previous. Okay, open and close parentheses. The next one I will take care of is move next. Double click on that, paste that there, dot move next, done, and followed by delete. Okay, let's do that. Dot remove current. Okay, open and close parentheses. Open and close parentheses is missing up there as well, so let me paste that. Okay, that's that sorted. Now for the updates, here is the information for the update. I'm just going to copy that and paste it right inside save. Paste it right there. That's the update code anyway, and I'll do that in the update button itself. Then the next thing I need is so let's double click on the exit and just say application, double click on that, dot exit, open and close parentheses. You have to enter your parentheses, else there will be error. And since this is C#, you must enter your semicolon there. Okay, that is working as expected right now. So I've entered the necessary codes for all these. So if I run the program right now, I can navigate with my buttons right here, and I can go back to previous. I can update, let's say if I've saved anything, delete. I can delete that very data if I want. You see it's gone. The payslip is not working yet, and I can exit. So what I will do next is just take care of the payslip, and we'll take it from there. Okay, we'll start with the payslip. Double click on the button for the payslip and enter the following lines of code. Let me move this up. There, those are the lines of code for the payslip, which is very simple, but it will take me some time writing it all over. However, if you have any need for this program, just get in touch, send me an email, and I'll forward everything to you. But if you want to see it, let me just reduce the font size. Maybe you might be able to see the codes. So let me go for something 10. Alright, I think that's all for it might have to be a little bit smaller, which is not good enough. Okay, that is all of the codes for the receipt. Now that would be for my payslip. Actually, that's for the payslip. That's all of the code for the payslip. Let me move this up so that you guys can see it all. There, that's all of the codes. You can see it now. Alright, but for those of you with bad eyesight, I'm sorry about that. You can always send me an email. So let me run this. If I run it, you see what I'm talking about. Okay, we have all of the information right there. If I click on payslip, there you can get the payslip for Susan right there. So let's say I move next to whoever. Yep, so that's Ian. So let's check out the payslip for Ian. You can see it right there. Okay guys, all right, let's keep going. The next thing I will do now is I've done the payslip. Now let me take care of the wage details. That's a long line of code. So the first thing we need is to declare our variables. So like I said, the first thing is to declare our variables. So I'm going to paste the variable right here underneath there. Those are the variables I intend to use. So I'm going to move these up, or the variables that I will be using. Okay, let's increase this size to something, maybe 12, so that you guys can see. That's the variable I'll be using. Okay, now the next thing is to start with the coding of the wage details. Okay, here we enter the wage details. That's for the wages right there. Let me move this up. Okay, that's these lines of code is just to format some of the text box into £. Okay, here are the lines of code. Let me show you all of the lines of code for the wage details right here, starting from here. Take it from here, come right down. So I'm gonna scroll right down. Now up here again, and that's all for the wage details. Okay, if, like I said, if you need this code, send me an email. I will forward it to you. Okay, let's run it now and see how it looks like. Okay, if I want to know about the wage details, all I have to do is click on the wages. There it is. All of the wages are right there. So if I click on payslip, you can see the payslip for this very person, and we can move next and check out whoever that is. Okay, that's Ruth. Check out the payslip for Ruth. Okay, and if we look at the data right there, Ruth's data, you can scroll, you will notice the rest of the wage information is missing, and it's also missing here as well. So if you want to update, just click on update, and you see the rest of the information for Ruth is now added to the system, which is very smart, very good. Okay, it updates the system straight away. Okay, if you notice here, look here, you can see the £sign is not there. So if I click on wage details, you get £sign, and that was the reason for the very three lines of code right here, just to convert that, to format that to pound. All right, the next thing we need to do now is to take care of the calculator. So the first thing is we select all of these buttons, button 9, and so on. Just select those and come into the properties, select event right there. You can see it. Click on the click event and just call it button underscore click. Press enter, and that's the button underscore click right there. So right here in the procedure area of button underscore click, enter the following lines of codes. Remember, you will need all of these variables right here for the calculator. Right, that's for the button underscore click. So if I run the program right now, I can always enter my numbers right there. Okay, the next thing is go back to the calculator, select all of these operators and event, give that a name. I'm going to call it arithmetic operator underscore operator right there. So you enter the following lines of codes right there. You can see I've started using my variables that was declared up there. That's it right here. I've started using it. Okay, the next thing now is to take care of the full stop. Double click on that and enter the following lines of code for the full stop right there. Okay, so now let's take care of the backspace. Double click on the backspace and enter the following lines of codes for the backspace. If I run the program now and enter whatever numbers, you can see there my full stop, I can always backspace, as you can see. Alright, let's take care of the equals button right there, and we enter these lines of code right here for the equals there. So if I run the program, there seems to be an error. Let's check that out. Okay, I need to close that. Alright, run the program again. Okay, that's working as expected. So enter my decimal, backspace. Okay, multiply by maybe 5, and that's my answer right there. Okay, let's try to clear button is not working, so we need to take care of our clear button. Come back into the system right there. Let's close this, we don't need that anymore. Double click on the clear button and just enter the following. As label 1 equals 0, enter your space, and label 2 equals clear. Change this very 1 to 2 and enter your semicolon. That's the clear button taken care of as well. So if I run the program, this is what you see. I can clear, I can backspace, divide by whatever number I want. Okay, and backspace. Alright, just to reduce the decimal points. And even check out my wage slip. Let's clear this, and that's wage slip is for Susan payroll, Susan payroll, and let's issue a pay slip for Susan right there. That's a pay slip issued for Susan. We can also find out if the details is entered for Susan. Just click on save and you can see that details is entered for Susan. And that is how you create advanced payroll system in C#. So I'm just gonna call it bye for now. Like I said, if you need code, just get in touch.